Hey guys, and welcome to another video. Today we're taking a look at my recent game pickups for the month of January. It's always nice after the holidays. You got a little bit of extra money in your pocket, so I went out and I got a whole bunch of games. There's going to be a lot of games in this video, so sit back, stick around, and enjoy. Alright guys, so like I mentioned in the intro, I got a lot of games to go through here and a lot to show you. I'll be representing 10 different consoles as well as over 50 video games. Before I do, I want to thank anyone who's subscribed to the channel. I really appreciate it, and I'm going to show these video games. If you're new to this and this is the first time you've seen my pickup videos, essentially what I do is I go through game by game, I talk about it, I show some footage if I captured some footage of it, and that's about it. So the first thing I want to show you all that I got is the Sega Minister. I talked about it in a past video how I was going to buy this, and how I did buy it was I went to a local retro video game store here. I turned in a whole bunch of sports games and common titles that wouldn't really fetch much money on eBay. I ended up stacking up enough money to get a complete in box Sega Minister. I tested it out. It works pretty well. It's it's not the best light gun on the market. Obviously, it came out in the 16-bit era, and it's just not as accurate. Honestly, I felt like the Zapper was more accurate than this thing. But I had a lot of fun playing with it and playing the Terminator 2 game, which I also picked up in my last video. If you didn't see that video, I'll leave a link to that at the end of the video, and where I talked about how I was going to get this thing. And essentially, I gave a whole bunch of tips and tricks how you can expand your collection, and all those methods I used on this collection. I did pay out of pocket for some of it, but like I said, it was January. I had extra money to spend, so I put them into video games. But nonetheless, I did get the Minister. This is cool because it's the Terminator 2 one, so this came packed with Terminator 2, the arcade game, with it. Unfortunately, mine was missing that, so I have that game, which I'll show later on in this video real quickly. And but now that kind of completes this whole thing. It also came with the Minister 6 game cartridge, which is cool. I'm not going to unbox this thing. I just wanted to show that I did indeed get it, and hopefully you're enjoying some of the gameplay footage of me using this thing. I will say that it's not the best. It's not the most accurate light gun on the market, but for a Sega collector like me, I really enjoyed getting it, and now I have it complete in the box and stuff, and I think it just kind of looks cool. I'm not going to be playing the Minister all the time, but I enjoyed what I did, what fun I did have with it, and it'll always be here for me to pick back up and play again. Some more games. So some of the games I did talk about in my other video was Alien 3. And like I said, at the end of this video, I will leave a link to that video so you can watch that as well if you're interested. I haven't played this game, didn't have time to capture footage of it, but I've seen reviews on it, and it sounds like it's a pretty good game. So I'm gonna put that up there. Obviously, to go with the Minister, I got Terminator 2, the arcade game. This was kind of the whole reason I wanted the Minister. I mean, to have this is kind of cool, and it actually goes with the collection, so I'll also put that over there with the Alien cartridge. So if you watch some of my other videos, I do some monthly subscription box unboxings, and one of them I did was Retro Rec Room, and they give you the opportunity to keep some of the games, and it's a subscription service that works kind of like a rental service. Again, I'll leave a link to that video as well down in the description. So one of the games that I chose to keep was this month was Super Ninja Boy. I just figured, when am I ever going to really come by this cartridge? So I figured I kind of wanted to own it. It's a cool co-op game. It's got RPG elements to it. It's got that classic style of Chinese lore to it, and there's some cool characters that you talk to, and I really enjoyed this one. I haven't played a whole lot of it, but from what I can tell, it seemed like a pretty good co-op game. So I'm glad that I will be adding that to the collection. One game that I got early on in the month is a fighting game, and I really enjoy this series. As you'll see in this video, Tekken 3 is a classic game. I can remember playing this a while back at my buddy's house, and we would play for hours and hours. We'd be King and we'd be Law, and we'd try to beat the game. It's little known about this too is they have kind of a different style mode. It's kind of like a beat 'em up on there, and I kind of enjoy that as well. It's not the greatest. It doesn't control the greatest. But there's some ways that you can unlock different things and different characters by playing that style, and that was kind of cool to me. I didn't know that this version of Tekken actually had that, and I'm not sure if all of them have it or not. But this version does have it, Tekken 3, and it was pretty cool to check out. But other than that, the fighting is awesome as always. My favorite character is Law. If you got a favorite character, list them down below and let me know who your favorite character in this game is. I'm not super good at this game, but it's a classic, and I kind of had to have it in my collection. And I found a pretty good deal on it on eBay, so I picked it up. So in my last video, I did get some NES games, and I'm going to show them real quickly. Anticipation, WrestleMania, Pac-Man, pretty cool, as well as Pro Wrestling, awesome. And this one I got separate. I got it in an auction, and it's pretty cool. Kid Icarus for the NES, as well as it came with the manual, the original instruction manual. So I have these little protective bags for all of my NES manuals, and I kind of put them in there. I recommend that you get some of these. They're kind of cool to preserve your manuals, especially for your NES games. I don't really have them for my Genesis games, but the guy I bought them off of said he was working on getting some for the Genesis, and it's kind of a hassle. You have to undo them to read the manual, but I want to preserve the manual. This one obviously is not in the greatest of shape, so I figured I'd put it in the bag and put it away for a later time. If I ever need to consult the manual for something, it's there, and I know it's going to be in good condition and not fall apart in my hands. So Kid Icarus, this is a cool game. Unfortunately, I haven't played it yet, but it's going to be one of those backlog games that I'm going to definitely have to come back to and play. So in that same video, I did pick up some sports titles. I know what you're saying. You're about to turn off the video, but just stick around. I'm going to go through them quick. I'm not even going to show any footage of them. So Super Monaco GP, Coach K College Basketball, Clue, NBA 95, NBA Live 96, WWF Royal Rumble, FIFA 96 Soccer, and John Madden Football 93. I actually didn't have this one, so adding it to the collection. Trying to build up my Sega Genesis collection. That's why I'm collecting sports titles. Now moving on. Some of the better Sega Genesis titles that I picked up this month are as follows. Animaniacs, Konami game, pretty cool platformer. The Revenge of Shinobi, I got this in that lot video as well. Golden Axe, original Golden Axe, pretty cool. Like I said, it's all complete and everything. Cool to add this, finally add this to the collection. A better title here is Outrun for the Sega Genesis. This game is pretty close to the arcade actually. It plays really well. I played through it a couple times. I didn't get very far. Obviously, I'm not that good at this game, but it was cool to actually finally play this game on original Sega Genesis hardware. So Outrun. So in the last video, I talked about Vector Man 2, and this is my copy here in cardboard. that's cool with me. I want to start collecting cardboard boxes like this in the original for the Sega Genesis. So Vector Man 2, excited. I am glad to add that. Alright, so a little known game in the Sega Genesis library is Gadget Twins. This is a budget title. It's super cheap. I mean, I bought my copy for $10 complete, and it's a fun little shooter. You know, I don't know why this game gets a whole bunch of grief. I think it's pretty fun, especially in co-op mode. So, you know, if you enjoy shooters, especially co-op shooters on the Sega Genesis, check out Gadget Twins. You might like that. You might be surprised. Another one that is a complete budget title, but I find is super good platform, is the Berenstain Bears Camping Adventure. This one, it kind of has a cool aesthetic to it in the way that it's played. You know, I know you're kind of looking at this and you're like, Berenstain Bears, dude, how could that be a fun game? It's actually a really good platformer, and not only is it fun in the platforming regard, you can kind of go and choose your level to start on. You can choose your characters. It does say 1 or 2 players, and I'm curious to see if it's 2 players simultaneous, because that would be kind of cool to play a platformer that you can play as Brother Bear and Sister Bear. You know, but the game plays pretty well. You know, I think I picked this game up for like $10, and you know, I found that it was a fun little platformer. It's not very challenging, and you know, you're not going to spend a whole lot of time on it, but there's like 6 or 7 levels in it, and like I said, it's kind of got like that Mega Man type style to it, where you can choose which level you want to go through, and it was cool. It was cool to check this game out finally. A good platformer, underrated. I think you should check it out if you like platformers on the Genesis. The next one was one I played for a little bit, but this game was really hard. It was Jewel Master, and you know, the enemies were pretty powerful on this game, and the character was very underpowered. At least the way he was in the first level. You know, I tried. Actually, I even tried using game genie codes on this, and I don't know if they just didn't work or not, but this game is hard, and you know, if you know any secrets or tips or anything for me to get through the first level, please let me know, because I always die, you know, pretty early on. But you know, I'm interested in seeing what this game has got, because when I first turned it on, I was like, I wasn't expecting a side-scroller style. It was kind of, it reminded me when I first started playing it was the first thing I went to was Castlevania, but it's obviously not as good as that game, and the controls aren't as tight, and you know, I found it a lot of fun, but I don't know a lot about it. So let me know if you know anything about this, any tips or tricks that I can further progress myself in this game. Jewel Master. And the last one that I got for the Sega Genesis, which is truly a game that I've been waiting for a while, and I'm so excited that I added it, is Dynamite Headdy. This game, made by Treasure, and you know, whenever Treasure makes the game, you're in for a very good game. Good platformer, awesome power-ups, you know, great story, big boss characters. Just, you know, there's a lot to love about this game. I found myself playing it for 45, 30 minutes, not getting very far, but you know, it's challenging, but it's really fun. I think this game is worth it if you can find it. So definitely look out for Dynamite Headdy for the Genesis. Alright guys, and moving right along here, let's see. So, GameCube game, again, this is a Retro Rec Room game, monthly subscription box that I was able to purchase this game from. And this game is Second Sight by Codemasters for the GameCube. I don't collect a whole lot of GameCube games, and I know this, in past videos I mentioned that I really like collecting exclusives for the GameCube, but this one's not an exclusive. But I didn't have this game on any other system, and you know, I thought it was a pretty cool game. Kind of a stealth game where you sneak around and you know, you use some psychic powers and stuff like that. It was cool. The storyline seemed pretty captivating, and you know, I definitely recommend this if you can get your hands on it. So check it out, Second Sight. Another game that I got for the GameCube that is a multi-platform game, but I just wanted to have, you know, I found it for a really cheap price. This cost me $1.58, and I found it at a thrift store near me. For $1.58, I got Army Men Sarge's War. I haven't played it yet, but from the back of the box, it looks, you know, like classic Army Man gameplay, where, you know, you play as a Army Man action figure. This one you actually play as Sergeant, which I thought was pretty cool. You know, tons of weapons and tons of stuff. This game looked really awesome, and I couldn't pass up on the price for $1.58 for a GameCube game. So 2 GameCube games added to the collection. That's always fine with me. I did dip into the Sega Saturn library. I only bought 1 game this month, and you'll see why. It was very expensive, and it was Panzer Dragoon Zwei, which, you know, if you've seen my past video, you know that I like the Panzer Dragoon series. You know I like my Sega Saturn games, and this one, you know, I was waiting for until I beat the first Panzer Dragoon game, but I didn't get that far. I'm like on level 3 or 4 in that Panzer Dragoon game, and this one seemed like it offered more for me than the first one did, just due to the, you know, better mechanics of the game and the fact that you can upgrade your dragon and do all kinds of other stuff. Excellent shape, an excellent copy in an excellent shape. So excited to be adding Panzer Dragoon Zwei to the collection. And I did add another Sega CD game to the collection, and this is Battle Corps. Battle Corps is kind of a first-person mech shooter for the Sega CD. It was cool to play through. Very early first-person stuff is not the greatest, and this game isn't the greatest at doing that. But you know, if you kind of like first-person shooter games, like those old ones like Doom and stuff like that, this might, you know, you might find some value in this game. I found it was fun, but I kind of just found that I was confused on what to do or where to go, what my objective is. But the gameplay is pretty cool. It's got some cool little cinematics and some good voice acting in it. And you know, it's a first-person mech game. So if you like mech games, if you like first-person games, this one would be a cool one to kind of check out. It's pretty cheap too, so definitely check this out for the Sega CD. Alright, hold on, I gotta make some room on the table here for some more games. Alright, so I did pick up some original Xbox games, and you know, some of these are console exclusives. Most of these are console exclusives, but other ones are ones that I just want to add to the collection. I do want to start adding original Xbox games to the collection. So, Blood Omen 2 is the first game I added, which is cool. Star Wars Obi-Wan, which I've not heard good things about, but kind of cool to have. Let's see, Tenchu Return from Darkness. This is Activision, and you know, I haven't played it yet, but it seemed like a pretty cool game. Project Gotham Racing, and Xbox only exclusive, so I really wanted to get it. You know, I found this at another thrift store for $2, so why not get an Xbox exclusive for $2? Sadecki. This is a cool little RPG. Haven't played it yet, but it's a mature RPG, and Microsoft put its name on it. So not a lot of RPGs on the original Xbox, but this is one of them, and it's an exclusive. And you know, I couldn't pass up at the opportunity of picking that up. Mech Assault. So I found this at a local retro video game store, and Xbox One exclusive. Definitely wanted to have it for myself, and you know, it's a good mech game. Again, if you like mech games, you should definitely check this out. Xbox One exclusive, and it's pretty cool. And last is the game that I spent the most time with, is Jade Empire. Basically, this is backwards compatible with an Xbox One, so if you have this disc, you can put it into your Xbox One. Now, it will download a patch, but that's a good thing, because what they do is they basically remastered this game in a sense. they made the graphics look more modern, and the gameplay is a little bit more modern. So it was cool to kind of pick that up. I've been playing it a lot. There's a lot of dialogue in this game and less action, but it has a pretty captivating storyline. I will say it's pretty cool. You know, if you enjoy some like samurai lore and some of that, check out Jade Empire, especially for the price it's going for right now. It's kind of like a cheap Xbox One game in a sense. You can just put it into your Xbox One and play it. So, you know, good storyline, definitely a good game, something I was definitely excited to pick up for the collection. Some general titles that I wanted to pick up, want to expand my Xbox 360 library. And first of all, I wanted to pick up Fallout 3. You know, love this game. You know, this is a game I've sunk so many hours into. Still on the lookout for the one with all the DLC content on there, because playing in the pit was just awesome. So Fallout 3. Tekken 6, another Tekken game I did add to the collection. Once again, this one has that beat 'em up style again that I was talking about. It's also got a whole bunch of characters, a whole bunch of combos for you to learn. You know, a good fighting game. After every match you win, you earn some money, and you can put that into the store to dress your character and, you know, change up their fighting styles and stuff. There's just a lot about this game that's awesome. If you don't have this, pick this up. It's going for really cheap right now. In fact, you know, the Xbox 360 library right now, you can find games so cheap for it, and any of these games that I have here today, I could recommend for you all, because I've played through most of them, and they all are pretty good games. Crysis 2 was fun. I was playing it. Cool little storyline. You get this crazy suit from the future or whatever, and you're fighting off a whole bunch of people, and it was pretty cool from what I played. So Crysis 2. Next up, I got Lost Planet Extreme Condition. This one, developed by Capcom, which definitely caught my eye whenever I first saw this game sitting out. Developed by Capcom, and it's an Xbox 360 exclusive as well. I know that other games in this series came out across all platforms, but this one's exclusive to the Xbox 360, so I thought that was cool. Haven't played it a lot, but I've heard really good things about it, and, you know, I'm excited to add it to the collection. Next up is 99 Nights, and I found this at a local retro video game store. It's called Second and Charles, and this is a really cool game too. I was playing through it, kind of like Dynasty Warriors. Lots of people that you kill. You're gonna be doing all these kill combos and just, you know, setting up like 1,500 kills and just all this stuff. This game is a lot of fun, and I can definitely recommend it. I'm pretty sure they came out with a sequel too, so I'm on the lookout for the sequel. Let me know if you know anything. Is the sequel worth it or not? I'm sure it is. If it builds off of this game, it definitely is. This game has been a joy to add to the collection. Here's a cool one, an interesting one actually. A Square Enix Xbox exclusive, Infinite Undiscovery, and it's you know, it's got that Square Enix touch to it. When you play this game, you know, it's a lot of fun, action RPG style. It's you know, a lot of weapons and all kinds of armor upgrades, and, you know, it's got tons of good characters. You know, the visuals in this game were excellent, and, you know, I enjoyed so far what I've played from it. So check out Infinite Undiscovery if you get a chance. Another one that I've been playing a lot, and it's also an Xbox 360 exclusive. It's called Kingdom Under Fire: Circle of Doom. This game surprised me a lot. You know, I didn't think this was the last one I played out of the last three, 99 Nights, Infinite Undiscovery, and this game I picked those three up together, and you know, I ended up playing this one last, but this one's the one I sunk the most time into. It's cool. You kind of go around, and it's got a Dynasty Warriors feel to it as well, but more action based and more, you know, you can upgrade stuff and do all kinds of stuff like that. There's a good storyline to this game too, if you see this game out, I highly recommend it. It's only on the Xbox 360, and it's a lot of fun. So definitely check out Kingdom Under Fire, Circle of Doom if you get a chance. Another Xbox 360 exclusive, Tenchu Z, and I haven't played this game yet, but this is a stealth samurai video game. Lots of upgrades that you can add to your samurai. You create your character, you design what they look like off the beginning, and you can upgrade your arsenal of weapons and do some stealth kills. Like I said, I haven't had time to play this game, but it's definitely one that's on my radar. So Tenchu Z. And the last one I got, which I enjoyed this game a lot. It's a good couch co-op game, and I can't recommend it enough. Came out super late in the Xbox 360 library, so it's kind of rare. You know, it's going to be a little bit more expensive, but that game is Earth Defense Force 2017. Earth Defense Force 2017. Sorry, I butchered that name. But this game is a lot of fun. It doesn't take itself too seriously, and sometimes I really like that in games. It's, you know, you're fighting off a bunch of ants, and like, you know, alien creatures come, and you play a role as a guy that's, you know, trying to save the Earth Defense Force. You know, you're enlisted, and you're basically saving the Earth by killing a bunch of crazy aliens. And the best part about this game is it's two-player couch co-op. It's a lot of fun that way. Tons of weapons to unlock, all kinds of cool, you know, gadgets and stuff like that for this game. I highly recommend this if you can find it. Earth Defense Force 2017. Alright, and on to some Xbox One games. Yes, I do collect some stuff for modern consoles. This is not all, you know, I guess retro stuff, which, you know, this stuff is not considered retro. But I do collect for my Xbox One. Usually I wait, though, until the price really drops on these games, and I can get them for a cheaper price, because then I can scoop up more and more of them as I go. So the first one, Metal Gear Solid, The Phantom Pain. Haven't played this game yet, but it looks like a lot of fun. I like the Metal Gear series, so I think I'll enjoy this game. Looks like a lot of fun. Stealth, you know, that type of stuff. Count me in, please. Let's see, what else? Mirror's Edge Catalyst. This is cool. I played through the first Mirror's Edge on the Xbox 360. Played through the entire game, beat it, and I enjoyed that. So I had a chance to get Mirror's Edge Catalyst, and you know, it plays kind of similar. I think you know, the mechanics are a lot smoother. I think the visuals are a lot better in this game, and this game gets a lot of gripe for its visuals, but I think they look beautiful. They're really cool. The combat system is awesome, and it all being from a first-person perspective, and being that you're like doing some parkour stuff, this game was right up my alley. So it was one that I had to wait on. I wasn't going to buy brand new, but I finally added it to the collection. So Mirror's Edge Catalyst. And this last one is an Xbox One exclusive. Came out extremely early in the Xbox One life, and I got it because I got this game for extremely cheap. I'll leave a link in the description of where I got this game. I got it off of eBay, and they were selling it for $6. So, you know, brand new copy of an Xbox One game for $6. You guys should definitely jump on that deal. It is Sunset Overdrive for the Xbox One. You can see it's still sealed and everything. I haven't had a chance to open it up, and my general rule is whenever I get something that's sealed, I wait until I'm absolutely going to play it before I bust open the wrap, just in case. You never know. You know, someday down the road, if I end up not opening this game up, it could be worth a lot more money. But I'm sure I'm going to get around to this game. Heard a lot of good things about it, and it's an Xbox One exclusive that I didn't have for $6. And yeah, I'm going to definitely add that. Like I said, check that link in the description. Buy this up. I don't know, the seller must just have a whole bunch of them and is just trying to get rid of them. But $6, you know, I benefit, and you know, they benefit from, I guess, my $6. But it must have cost them at least $2.65 to ship that, if not more, $3 to ship that, and you know, I'll take that any day. All right, guys, and the last game that I want to show you is a Nintendo Switch game, and oh, man, I've been sinking a lot of hours into this too. This is Wonder Boy, the Dragon's Trap. This is basically the remaster of the Sega Master System game. If you haven't heard anything about this game or don't know anything about this, this is an awesome, awesome game for your Nintendo Switch. The prices on it are dropping a little bit too, and if you wait a little bit longer, you're going to be able to get this game for even cheaper. I picked my copy up for 20 bucks and it was brand new. But this game is a whole lot of fun. It's awesome. It's beautifully done. They remastered everything and they hand drew everything in the game, and it's awesome because it's literally that old game, but they hand drew everything and brought it into the new realm. And you can actually even switch back to the retro look of things with the tap of a button. It'll switch back to the retro graphics and the retro style. So if you like retro games, this is one you should pick up because it has that graphical style. But there's something about that hand-drawn, cartoonish style that they put on this game that just, you know, I don't know. I've been playing it in that style as much as I can. I go to the retro graphics and it's like, you know, I just want to see everything in its hand-drawn form. So this game has been a lot of fun. I've been playing through it. You play as Wonder Boy, and you get cursed by a dragon, and you get turned into a bunch of different monsters throughout this game, and you have to use the monsters' abilities to progress yourself through the game. It's basically an early Metroidvania. It's a lot of fun. It's kind of an open world they drop you into, and you kind of explore it. Like I said, you can't get to the next part until you've obtained the next monster, and then you can open up that next part of the world and explore that part of the world and collect weapons and armor, and there's just a lot to love about this game. The remaster is perfect. They redid the music. You can listen to the retro music while you play on the brand new cartoon style graphics. You can switch it up and play the retro music with the retro style graphics. There's just a lot of replay value in this game. You can play as Wonder Boy or Wonder Girl. This is great value for a video game, and definitely one that I highly recommend you get. So keep an eye out for Wonder Boy and the Dragon's Trap for the Nintendo Switch. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed my recent game pickups video. There was a lot here, and I wanted to get through it quick, so hopefully I didn't go too fast and I was able to show you enough game footage as well. I want to thank you all for watching until the end of the video, and I want to thank anyone who's a recent subscriber, all my subscribers. I appreciate you guys. If you like the video, leave a like, comment, or subscribe to the channel for more videos like this, and as always, have a nice day.